Welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns, welcome to the Minish Randomizer, and welcome to the weekly race. It's been a week, I believe. We had one last week. But hey, this week is gonna be special, because someone from this community, who you usually see on commentary, named Not Hendris, created a different shuffler, and it's crazy, and we pair it with crazy settings, and that's gonna be crazy. And before I say even more crazy things, I'm just gonna hand it off to our commentator for today, to Myth, supported by Nimbus on tracking. Sorry.
Hey everyone. Thanks, Trez. Yes, we have the Hendris Shuffler debut today. We wish Hendris was the one that made this. It would be absolutely absurd if so, but this is instead just merely a tribute. It is inspired by the exploits of Hendris and his seeds to try and merely replicate the absurdity of the kinds of seeds that they are capable of rolling. This will be a bit of a long one, not gonna lie. We got some crazy settings on, got some mystery settings as well. Gonna be a case of figuring out what those are. I know, chat, I guess you want to try and guess what they are going to be. Little bit of a hint for you what those are is that it is going to be only available in Dark Horror Castle. These settings will only affect Dark Horror Castle. But yeah, we are away, and we start with the Smith Sword. Very nice. One thing we notice a lot with rolling these seeds with the Hendris Shuffler is that the spheres end up only having one progression item before you have to go and reach the next spheres, which means that items chain together a lot. So if you find an item that leads to somewhere new, you should really stop checking the things that you had available just now, and instead go to things that you have just opened. So should they be going and doing all of the Sphere Zero checks in town? Maybe not. Maybe they should just go to like Minish Woods or whatever the sword opens immediately. How long did it take to make this seed? Under 5 seconds, I assume. The Hendris Shuffler has had massive improvements to efficiency. It is now faster than the regular Shuffler, which is absolutely wild. We were doing some benchmark tests where we were generating 150 seeds and seeing how long it would take. With the versions revision 2.1 of the pre-release that is currently the most recent new release of the randomizer, that would take like 40 minutes to generate those 150 seeds or so, because it's slow and not super efficient. The with the new Shuffler, it took 5. Well, I think it took far less than that, actually. It's something like 90% of the time. It's a massive efficiency boost to randomization, so I think everyone will be very happy with that. Their PC won't chug when they try and generate a rando seed with the next release. No, I didn't see the cape. We have a cape on Goron Shop, of course. Goron Shop is shuffled. There are 9 items in the Goron Shop, 3 in the first set, and then you have to buy every single one of the items in the item, all 3 of those items to be able to display the next row of items, the next set of items. So there are more items that are hidden on the Goron guide that we don't have. We can't even see yet, so they're gonna have to be spending a lot of their money buying stuff in town as regularly throughout the seed as possible. Oh, we saw flippers in Stockwell as well. That's great. Alright, how are we doing at the moment? We got 2 swords, a bottle, and a cape. Opens a fair bit. And what's the kinstone we got as well? What is it? A Castle Wilds kinstone? Oh, and we've got vanilla... we have vanilla scrolls, it looks like. So... Wait, no, sorry, it's not vanilla scrolls. It's randomized in dojo scrolls. So... I notice a lot of these settings, when you have that on, that pretty much always the first item you get from that dojo is going to be a spin scroll anyway, so it really makes spin not locked behind an awful chain of progression. There's also downstrike available, which is nice. Yeah, so interestingly, one of the settings we have on is Open Dark Hyrule Castle, which means right now, anyone can go into Hyrule Castle. So that means the only items we need to beat the seed is going to be the Four Sword, items to get into Vati and beat Vati. So you need the Gust Jar, you need the cane, you need a bow. Like, those are hard required. If you're really risking it, you can do it without the lantern, but that last phase of Vati 3 where you go inside the arm and it is in the dark, that's pretty bad to try and do without the lantern, because one of those, there's one of the the little eye things that you need to try and hit, and it likes to go and hide somewhere, and if you don't have the lantern to be able to see where it is, that's going to be a tricky fight. It's completely doable if you have the Great Spin though, so I guess if they don't find a lantern, they can be trying to get a Great Spin available so that they can do that. I mean, Dark Hyrule Castle isn't the front door of Dark Hyrule Castle is open, but it's not completely open. All of the locked doors are still there, and keys at the moment are set to shuffle in any dungeon. So it's not quite key sanity where they can be anywhere, but people are going to have to be looking around through all of the different dungeons to try and find that Dark Hyrule Castle boss key. People are really sticking around in town, aren't they? But Mashi's finally escaping and going over to Minish Village. Having a check over there. They do have the flippers, so they can see what the dungeon is going to be in Deepwood, in Minish Village. Also, no one did an element check, did they? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh, it does matter, because we have pedestal items on. It's been a while since we've had that on. Pedestal items means, in the vanilla game, normally when you get 2 elements, 3 elements, and 4 elements, you go to the pedestal and you upgrade your sword. Those are, in the randomizer, 3 randomized locations. So, yeah. They may need to defeat some bosses, collect some elements, and go to the pedestal to get progression. We don't have flippers. We don't have flippers. Sorry. We saw flippers in the shop, but we don't have the wallet for it yet. My bad. But we do have the cape, which means we can go out of logic through Lake into Temple of Droplets entrance. I think it's out of logic. I don't know. We don't have a hard confirmation on what the logic tricks were settings-wise, so... Right, Nesman is going immediately for Mount Crenel. What can they do here? Oh, they've got bombs. That's right. I'm just going to go by what is possible, not what is necessarily in logic, because I don't know what's going to be in logic today. So, yeah, Mashi's going to be checking out Lake Hylia soon. They're in Lon. Obviously going to be going into Lake Hylia, check out what the dungeon is over there. Nesman is going up Mount Crenel. They only have 10 bombs, which means they're going to have to rely on some bomb drop here to be able to clear as much as they would like. They do have access to Upper Crenel. Especially with the using the bombs to blow away the dust. They're going to be using a lot of their bombs to do that though, so they do really desperately need a bomb drop. Also, new setting we have on. Items are grabbable from a distance. Which means, if you have the Gust Jar, the or a regular boomerang or the magic boomerang, you can use it to grab an item from without having to walk into it. And with these settings, they're going to be required in logic. So I don't know if we've done it yet, but... Oh no! Oh, poor Mashi. Oh, they got baited by that Mitz. Yeah, so... that Mitz, that trap that we saw in Lake, that looked like the Mitz. If Mashi had the magic boomerang, which goes further than the regular boomerang, or the Gust Jar, they would have been able to grab that from a distance instead of having the cape. But they already have the cape, so it's not necessary. Also, they can get that item in the figurine house. If they go into the back door, they can throw the boomerang and grab that item. I don't think anyone did that, did they? Unless I'm blind and didn't pay attention at the start. But Mashi's going to be entering the first dungeon to see what it is, and it is Cave of Flames. What can they do here? They do have bombs. They'll be able to get a few things done here, but they don't have the cane, and they don't have... Oh, they have Downstrike! Oh no, but they died. Oh, poor Mashi. Oh, this start has been quite brutal when it comes to health. Like, no heart pieces or containers, really. We have double damage! Of course, that's why everyone's dying! We have double damage on. So enemies that would normally do a quarter damage do half a heart damage. And enemies that do half heart damage normally do an entire heart. Yeah, this really is going to be testing the skill of the players. They can't just be good at rando, they have to be good at Minish Cap as well. So we get our first boss key, Deepwood Shrine. Right, Nesman's going to be checking out their last spot here in Crenel before they have to leave. Can fill up on a fairy though, and a vanilla heart piece. They don't have a grip ring though, do they? Oh no, Nesman, did you... I thought they came to this after. They did this the wrong way round. They should have gone to the cave on the right, because that has a guaranteed bomb drop. They wanted to be a little bit faster routing wise, and they went to the left cave. Well, also they were on half a heart and were going to die instantly, so they really needed to go into that fairy cave. But they did get an RNG bomb drop, so they can get into this cave. Meanwhile, Mashi has made it to the items. There's a DHC small key. Another DHC small key, I think. That's 2, right? Looks like it. A vanilla big green rupee in that chest. Shoutouts to the any% run that has to pick that up. And a Swampkin Stone. Second Swampkin Stone, I believe. Yes. Counting with myth. There was also a visible item that Mashi went past that I didn't pay attention to. I hope someone else did. Oh, Nesman got another Caster Wildskin stone. Oh, that means we have all of the Caster Wildskin stones. The Swampkin stones. So, oh, and Mashi just picked up a Cloudtop's Kinstone as well. So we got a lot of Kinstones available. Mashi going into Lon Lon Ranch, however, it is barren. The Lon Lon Ranch pot. We do not have shuffled pots today, so it doesn't matter which pots you go to, they will not have items. They're all vanilla except for the one in Lon Lon Ranch, just because the Lon Lon Ranch one has a Lon Lon Ranch key. We don't want that always being vanilla, because then you can always get to lake. Right, Nesman is doing a round of the Kaku game. Mashi buying the last item in the Goron shop, which means that we're going to be able to see what the next set of items are going to be. Right, Nesman finishing up that round of the Kaku game for a red sword. Of course. So that gives access to Swamp. Nesman does not have all of the Swampkin stones. They have 2, but they are missing the one in Lake. They are not going to Lake, they're going to Swamp, so they're going to have to come back here later on, once they get that Swampkin stone. Yeah, required Kakus today. Sorry, everyone. Now, Mashi is going into Hyrule Castle because it is open Dark Hyrule Castle, and I hope everyone just saw what was on Mashi's side of the screen there, but there's a Droplets big key. Very interesting. Do we pick up dog food as well? Mashi is going through the Red Warp because we have Red Warp activated for Dark Hyrule Castle. That is one of the settings we have on today. So, you don't even need a small key to get through Dark Hyrule Castle. All you need is the items to be able to beat Vati. Also, I hope everyone likes just spawning into the middle of a Chain Soldier fight and getting absolutely owned. I left that in there on purpose. Now, it's for this seed, the only dungeon warp that's going to be pre-activated is going to be the Dark Horror Castle Red Warp. However, I have made the setting customizable for every dungeon warp in the game. So you can choose to have any combination of the, like, you can have the Cave of Flames Blue Warp, Templar Droplets Red Warp, and Dark Horror Castle Blue Warp, and none of the other warps active. So it's fully customizable like that. Yeah, Mashi's attempting to go a little bit deeper into Dark Horror Castle, but they do not have a projectile to be able to hit the switches from a distance. Nesmond does have a boomerang though, so Nesmond could go into Hyrule Castle and get a few of the spots. Oh, Mashi immediately finds the boomerang and heads back into Dark Horror Castle. Alright, last thing available for Nesmond here in Swamp, and that is time for them to leave. Now, Mashi is doing the Black Knight for Dark Horror Castle 20 minutes into the seed, ready to activate the Blue Warp. Can they do anything else? They don't have the lantern, so they can't do top right. They don't have the bow, so they can't do top left. They're going to do bottom right. They can do bottom right. Okay, the next room after this fight, there is a puzzle that you're supposed to create 4 clones with the Force Sword. But with a precisely timed spin attack, you can hit all of these switches without doing it. They are 1 pixel too far to the right. Now they are on this right pixel. It is pixel perfect. You do have to make sure you're lined exactly in the middle. Only horizontally though. You can be a little bit off vertically, too far up or down, and it will be fine. It's just horizontally. But yeah, they are able to do this. That is a deep with small key. Now, I'm absolutely certain that that is not going to be one of the required settings or logical options to complete the seed. That is an out of logic play Mashi's done. Now, Black Knights and Red Dark Knights are tough enemies, and they do a lot of damage to you, especially with double damage on. But a double Dark Knight fight with the double damage, that's really brutal, because it's very difficult to fight them without taking damage, because you're trying to fight one, and then the other one's just going to be hitting you whilst you're busy. So, yeah, the double fights are definitely going to be a lot trickier. Oh, there's a sword on 300 in the Goron shop. Lovely. That's fantastic. And there's a Veil Fool's Kinstone. Sorry, the Veil Fool's Kinstone. That's the only Veil Fool's Kinstone that's going to be in the seed, and it's in Dark Horror Castle. Right, Nesmond has got the memo and is heading over to Dark Horror Castle to see what they can pick up for themselves. Nesman. Nesman, where are you? Nesman, where are you going? Nesman. Nesman wants a zero element pet. But yes, the pedestal that Nesman went to, that is only open when you get 2 elements, then again when you have 3 elements, and then again when you have 4 elements. There are 3 items available on it. How the rando has worked for a while, where you do all of the requirements to open Dark Horror Castle, and there's a lantern for Mashi in Simon Simulation. That's lovely. Yeah, currently with how the rando has worked, and has worked for a long time, where we do all of the requirements, like get the right number of elements, and get the right number of swords or whatever, or beat the right number of dungeons, or get all the figurines, then you go to the pedestal, and then you press the button there, and then that triggers Dark Horror Castle to open. We would like to get rid of that, because the... it stops the pedestal from being able to have items when you go with elements to there. And, you know, like when you have, in Ocarina of Time Rando, where you have to get all of the stones to be able to, like, there is one item that is on Ocarina of Time that, you know, is one of the slowest, if not the slowest, checks in the entire game. It's nice to have something like that. And also the, and also in A Link to the Past rando, when you have to get all of the pendants and go to the pedestal, and then that has something. That's really bad. That's like a really awful seed. Like, we would like to have that sometimes, where it's like, oh no, I had to do all of the elements and go to the pedestal because there was an item on my 4-element pedestal. That would be nice to have as a setting. So we're going to remove the whole Dark Horror Castle has to be opened with the right settings before you can beat the seed. But then, so we will be figuring out some way of changing how Dark Horror Castle opens. Alright, Mashi picks up their blue sword. They did find wallets. Nice. There was a wallet on Hendris Ledge, that's great. But yes, Mashi has all of the Swampkin stones, so they can be making their way over to Swamp, and more importantly, they'll be able to go through Winterlands and check out what the dungeon is at the end of there. I'm going to be finding out what our second dungeon is. Also, did anyone check the flippers? Did Mashi check the flippers in the shop? Was it fake? I'm sure. I thought it was 300, right? Or was it the... Oh, it was 600. Okay. Right. So we're not going to be seeing that for a little bit. We need to find another wallet first. I'm assuming... Nesman already has one wallet. Mashi has 2. I'm assuming Nesman has the same as Mashi's first. Yeah, having to spend a lot of money on the Goron Merchant is going to be eating into our runners' coffers. At least they're going to have to be trying to manage how much money they have. And it'll be more similar to a rando from... similar to other Zelda randos, where you have to at least do some paying attention to how much rupees you have to be able to buy stuff. Because in Minish Cap, we've always been lacking that, and introducing the Goron Merchant to having items has made things far more interesting in terms of how much money you need to make sure that you have. Nesman already picked up the dog food. They are aware that that dog food in Minish Village is a trap. So, no, we have not fed the dog yet. Mashi does also have the dog food bottle, but they got it after they went to Lake, so I think they did anyway. I don't think they fed the dog yet. Yeah, traps are on. We will seek fake items. The flippers, we saw the flippers in shop 600. Absolutely could be fake. Like, there is no guarantee that that is a real set of flippers. But in the meantime, Mashi is going to be entering those golden kinstones in and getting access to Wind Ruins. So, Nesman is finally making their way over to Lon Lon Ranch in the lake. What is Nesman missing that's over in Lake? I'm pretty sure it's a kinstone. And that's it. Unless there is a wallet? There might be a wallet over here. We're still incredibly low on health. Look at that. Mashi's on 5 and Nesman's on 6 hearts. With this double damage on, it's so brutal. Yeah, Nesman making a note of what where the elements are located dungeon-wise. The tracker is not currently capable of supporting that. Very nice! Nesman feeding the doggo and getting cursed for it. And then getting cursed, getting frozen by the Mitz trap in Lake as well. Very nice. There is another fake dog food bottle. Interesting. So, Mashi has made their way to the dungeon in Wind Ruins, and it is Temple of Droplets. Nesman checks out what the dungeon is in the middle of Lake, and it is Cave of Flames. Mashi's already cleared it out, as much as Nesman would be able to do right now as well, and doesn't find anything. I think the only thing Nesman would be missing in there is a Deepwood Big Key and a Deepwood Small Key as well, I think. Really, they got the main keys and stuff from Dark Rock Castle. Welcome in, Raiders from ZSR2. We got a very special Minish Cap Randomizer C today. Mystery settings. So we got a bunch of weird settings on today. We've had Open Dark Hero Castle on from the start. And very importantly as well, also indicated on Nesman's side of the feed here, double damage. We have had a lot of deaths so far. People are not used to Minish Cap being hard, so this is really testing everyone's skill. But yeah, the settings we have on is vanilla gold fusions, so we're going to have to do that to be able to get over up to cloud tops and stuff. There's the cane. The cane for Mashi is in Temple of Droplets. So Nesman's going to have to find their last kinstone for Swamp and then head over to there. It might be in Cave of Flames, right? Another cool setting we have on is the Goron shop in town actually has items, so you need to be spending your money there and buying the items that are available to be able to see what items are hidden behind. There are going to be 9 items in total. We've already seen what the first 3 are. We bought all of them, and we're on to the second lot of 3 at the moment. We saw that there is a sword there. Mashi already bought that and has the blue sword. Nesman needs to buy that as well. But we're going to have to buy the rest of the items that are shown there, and then we can see what the third set of items are. They're fairly expensive. They're like around 100 to 300, and they increase in price as they get restocked. But yeah, we have opened Dark Hyrule Castle, which means that our runners today have already gone into Hyrule Castle. In fact, Mashi found a Veil Fool's Kinstone. Well, both of our runners found Veil Fool's Kinstones by going into Dark Hyrule Castle because the Red Warp is already activated from the very beginning, which means instantly at the start of the seed they could go to the Red Warp, which is right by Vati's boss door. So really, all we need in this seed is the Dark Hyrule Castle boss key and the items needed to beat Vati. So we need another sword, we need the Gust Jar, and we need a bow. And then the Dark Hyrule Castle boss key. But keys are shuffled into any dungeon. So we're going to have to be exploring all of these dungeons to try and find where the Dark Hyrule Castle boss key is going to be. You don't want to just be avoiding You don't want to just be avoiding the defeating the dungeons though, because dungeons that have elements, those elements are going to be useful, even though it's not stated as the requirement. Because for entering Dark Horror Castle, because Dark Horror Castle is not like it isn't locked; it's open. The pedestal is active and has 3 items, and those items are unlocked from getting 2 small key, 2 elements, 3 elements, and 4 elements. So there's 3 items on the pedestal. So they are going to have to be collecting elements so they can find whatever's going to be in the on the pedestal, if there is anything going to be there. Mashi found a Kinstone for Cloudtops, and Nesman hasn't found that one, but Nesman found a different Kinstone for Cloudtops. So we've seen 4 in total, which means there should only be 1 Golden Kinstone yet to find. Is that important to find? No, because whatever dungeon is up in Cloudtops, we saw on the map, there was no element on there, so that's how the elements work on when you have a look on the map. And currently what the tracker is displaying, no element on Deepwood and no element on Palace, but dungeons are shuffled, so that just means there's no element on whatever the dungeon is in Minish Woods, and there's no element on whatever dungeon there is in Cloudtops. All of the other dungeons have elements. Is Mashi leaving? Mashi can do Octo, right? Yeah, they can do Octo. They have the swords for it. Unless they're just checking what these items are first before they head into Dark Horror. Until they head into droplets. There is a red book. Mashi does have bombs. Yep, bombs were available very early. There is a red book. I haven't been paying attention to books, but Nesman finds his Swampkin Stone, so he can now that he's got to the end of the section that he can do so far in Cave of Flames, he can go over to Swamp, go through Wind Ruins, go into Temple of Droplets that Mashi's in, or just did. Mashi is leaving. Oh no, they're not going to be doing Octo. They're going to be missing out on that element. I guess they're just assuming they're going to have to come back later with the flippers and the Gust Jar. Did Mashi find another wallet, and that's why they're rushing? No. Home Warp is enabled. Yes, Mashi could have used Home Warp to go home. They did not need to leave Wind Ruins slowly like this. Home Warp is a new setting, so people are still forgetting that it exists. Yeah, Nesman needs to go to Temple of Droplets in the end of Wind Ruins for their cane, so they can go back to... Well, okay, they'll need small keys as well, but that cane is useful in Cave of Flames, so... Wallet for 500. Or 400, yeah. Where was the wallet? It was on the Goron Merchant, right? Left item. Left item of set 3. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so Nesman's buying their blue sword. Oh damn, this isn't like Ocarina of Time where you can buy one item and then, you know, before the counter has counted down, you can buy another item that you can't afford. Normally. Yeah, you can't scam like that in Minish Cap, unfortunately. I don't think so. I haven't tried. I just assume it doesn't. It works in... I would assume it also works in Majora's Mask. Mashi's going to be making their way up to... over to Mount Krenel, because they do have the cane, so they can check out what the dungeon is here in Mount Krenel. Yeah, honestly, understanding more of how Minish Cap works, it's shocking how much they thought things through and didn't just make assumptions about what people should and shouldn't be able to have access to, and they put so many extra things in place just to make sure that you couldn't do things out of order and to not have little bugs like that happen. So totally, like, I haven't looked at the purchasing thing, but I wouldn't be surprised if there are multiple different addresses that keep track of rupees, with the main one being hidden and immediately instantly updating to the exact rupee count that you have the frame that you do the purchase or whatever, and then a different counter which changes like 1 or however many rupees per frame to adjust the display on screen so that it looks like it's like your rupees drained down or whatever. Uh-oh. Nesmond dying to a bomb trap in Wind Ruins. Oh, that is... Oh, that is awful. Yeah, I don't like traps with double damage, not gonna lie. Really, really not nice. Was that... Where did Nesmond... Did Nesmond die in that crack right next to where he is currently? I think so. Oh, of course Twitch chat loves double damage with traps. Like, that's gonna be a favorite for Twitch chat enjoyers. The Minish Cap racer fans are, you know, just gonna be hating on these cool settings, but the Twitch chat enjoyer, obviously with a more nuanced opinion of, yes, let's have these settings on, it's fun. No, why? Oh, me? No, I would never call Twitch chat out like that. No, never. If we've got the term sadist, absolutely. Okay, so when's Oko? I mean, Oko's been a setting for a long time, and it's been it's been gentleman's agreement that we just don't use it, okay, because it's just brutal and awful. Especially when you have things like golden enemies on. The golden tektites are just... It's just impossible to get past any area with a golden tektite, because they just run at you. Going through Palace and Oko is also sex. Yes, definitely. It's not fun. Look, as an any % runner, I do like my damage boosts. and my intentional damage taking to save time, and I have a lot of muscle memory for that. So when I'm playing Oko, there's a lot of, oh no, I can't do this, I can't just autopilot through areas because I'll just insta-kill myself. Oh no, boo-hoo, poor any percent runners complaining. Okay, Mashi is in the dungeon at the end of Mount Crenel, and it is Deepwood Shrine. Skill issue indeed, yes, absolutely. Classic myth, always having skill issues with Minish Cap. Should just get better at the game. Got it. Oh, there is a boss key there, in Deepwood. I wonder if someone will try and throw a boomerang at it, or a try and suck it up with the Gust Jar, seeing as one of the new settings we have on is items are grabbable from a distance. I mean, we don't have a Gust Jar at the moment, but we could find one at some point and be able to grab items from a distance with it. That big key can be collected with Gust Jar, just like intended in vanilla. Yes. Yes, in fact, in vanilla, you do need to get the Gust Jar, and then you can get that heart piece. True. So Nesman is back in Templar Droplets. They are checking out the rest of the items here. They're going to be picking up the cane. We saw Mashi pick this up earlier. Mashi did get to the end of this section and activate the blue warp, and then left the dungeon. Will Nesman do the same, or will Nesman go to Octo? Because Octo does have an element. That is 2 Cave of Flames small keys for Mashi in Deepwood, so they can go back to Cave of Flames, that's at Lake, and clear most of the dungeon. They don't have the boss key for that yet. So no element for them there. There's a Palace big key though. It's interesting to know where Palace is going to be. Alice being in the graveyard would be interesting, because that would make it have an element. It would then just be locked by... Oh, there we go. Cave of Flames big key. There is the... All of the Cave of Flames keys were located in Deepwood. So, now Mashi can go to Lake and full clear that. And there is the last crypt key as well. That is all 3 crypt keys for Mashi. So wherever they find crypt, they will be able to full clear that. If it is vanilla, they can full clear it. Yeah, that's right. The last element dungeon we've seen it will be in Graveyard, and Nesmond dies in the dark maze of Temple of Droplets. The classic. That is so brutal. Nesmond getting the glitchless experience. Yeah, the Moldoza room in the Dark Maze is a spot that you can die in. It's so bad dying there because you have to spend so much time going back all the way through there. They're going to be leaving as well. They're not going to be checking out the items in the lily pad basement. I don't know if Mashi did check the lily pad basement, did they? Wait, why is Mashi killing a golden enemy? I thought golden enemies were... Oh, that's right! Red fusions turn on 1 golden enemy, but it is turned off today. Welcome in, Haley. There are a lot of questions going around. We're pretty unsure about this. It is weird at the start, and from a commentator's perspective, and I believe also from the runner's perspective, they have no idea what their go mode's going to be. Like, they're just going to be clearing dungeons until they find the Dark Horror Castle boss key. But we did find the graveyard key. So that's one of the 2 items we need to get into the graveyard. The last one being the boots. So we're missing out on those boots, and then we can figure out what the last of the element dungeons are. So out of those 2 mystery settings, we've seen what one is, because one has been that the red warp. We saw both of our races going into there, getting the Veilful Skin Stone from Dark Arrow Castle. But we don't know what the second mystery setting is for Dark Arrow Castle. I'm sure Twitch chat can try and do some guessing to try and figure out what it might be. Oh, yeah, at the same time as Mashi picking up the Graveyard Key, Nesmond did pick up the Lon Lon Ranch Key. We do already have the cape, which makes it redundant, but it's always nice to see the Lon Lon Ranch Key. Can warps be turned on individually for each dungeon? Absolutely, we have made that a setting. Just like how the warps are currently in the current version of the Rando, in the new build of the Rando that should be releasing later today, we have dungeon warps fully customizable. So you can have the blue warp for Cave of Flames, the red warp for Temple of Droplets, and the blue warp for Dark Arrow Castle enabled, and no other ones enabled. You can fully customize it however you want. So both people are going over to the fountain. Nesmond died to the cats because the cats do an entire heart of damage in the base game. So they do a quarter. Sorry, they do 2 whole hearts in this. So Nesmond just got nuked down from 2 health to dead instantly. Mashi was on full health and took a hit and went down immediately. Their fairies run away from them. There we go. Okay, and then they get bullied by the Moldoza. But we saw a Jabbernutt, which means we can go to whatever the dungeon is in Deepwood. But oh no, Nesmond's just tanking the damage on. Yeah, Shy Fairies isn't even on. Nesmond just doesn't have a fairy, but they have made sure to have the fairy. There is a bow in Fountain. Dear Lord, no. The bow. Oh no. Yep, we need that bow. Oh no. So Haley is the seed roller for today. They chose the settings and they chose and then they rolled the seed. This is the special debut of the Hendra Shuffler. It's a special shuffler. The shuffler being the section of the randomization process that moves items and chooses where they... Well, it doesn't choose where they should go, but it controls the ordering of the placing of where they go. Where they should go is still dictated by logical conditions. But the Hendra Shuffler basically prioritizes putting one item into logic that will open up progression to the next sphere. And only that. So it's very linear, and one item will lead to the next. Nesman accidentally rolling into that fairy, not able to bottle it. So Mashi's heading back to Dark Horror Castle. They have 4 Dark Horror Castle small keys, so they're going immediately. We are an hour in and we're already picking up whatever the item is going to be in the big chest in Dark Horror Castle. Oh, that's right, Mashi doesn't have the 4 sword, so they can't push the giant boulder. So they use up all of their keys, and they don't have a small key, so they can't check out whatever's on the throne. I mean, they wouldn't be able to anyway, because they don't have... Again, they don't have the 4 sword. They, well, they wouldn't be expected to. They don't have because they don't have the 4 sword. They totally could if they could do the precise bomb strat to blow up the cannons without having to create clones. But Mashi, with that lantern, can check out the top right tower of Dark Horror Castle, and also with the... Okay, there's a Deepwood small key. With the bow, they can also check out the top left tower, which they are going to right now. Nesman is going to the graveyard. Well, they won't be able to go into graveyard to see what the dungeon is there, because they don't have the boots, but they have the graveyard key. So they will be able to hand that into Dampe and grab whatever the items are here. Oh no. Meshi being very unlucky here. They don't have the boots and they don't have the bow butterfly, so they are... this room is real tricky if you can't fire arrows quickly like that. So yeah, they got grabbed and sent back to the beginning of the dungeon. Alright, they activated the door. Now they can check out what the item is. Did Nesman pick up Graveyard Key? I thought Nesman did. Wait, where was Graveyard Key again? I'm sorry, Nesman doesn't have the Graveyard Key. they picked up the Lon Ranch key at the same time Namashi picked up the Graveyard key, but then Mashi went and got the Lon key as well. Yeah, Graveyard key was on Grip Ring Scrub, so yeah. Nesmond has to climb up to the top of Mount Cranel and do Deepwood Shrine, which is up there. Okay, Mashi's going to be heading over to Vale Falls now. The lovely lever room. Always likes to break your clones whenever you try and get this cliff chest. There are the mitts. Yep. So we had a required venture into Dark Hero Castle to get the Vale Falls Gemstone. Both our brothers in Vale Falls right now. Nesmond in the lower side. They're going to have to... I think they're going to swing around and go to the top side now and grab those mitts as well. Nothing else available for Mashi here in Vale Falls. They're going to this dig spot, which is just a rupee, because it's vanilla. There is vanilla. They've got the grip ring. Oh, we just found the grip ring. I didn't see where it was. It was top left tower. Oh, that's why they rushed here then. Got it. Yeah, just a bunch of rupees here in the rupee cave. Okay, Nesmond. Nesmond is doing the cannon room strat in Dark Hero Castle. They're going to be able to check the blade chest without the full sword. Very nice bombs and sword strat there. That's completely doable with just just any level of sword and then the bombs. Now this here. This is a little bit trickier. They have to do a jostle from one switch to another in order to get this to work. Can they... There we go. You can jostle from one switch to the other and activate that chest without the Four Sword. Is that logically required to do so? No. But you can do it. And I'm pretty sure that that is doable with the Red Sword as well. You can do it with just one set of clone. If you can create clones, you can get that chest, for sure. Alright, Mashi's going to be going through Cloud Tops. Now, I'm pretty sure that we have non-element dungeons are barren. Yes, non-element dungeons are barren, guaranteed in the settings, which means the whatever the dungeons are in Deepwood, not in Deepwood, in Minish Village, and whatever the dungeon is here in Cloud Tops, they're barren. You do not need to go to them to be able to progress through the seed. And in fact, clearing them out, it will be an complete waste of time because there will be nothing of use in there. There's no keys. There's no items that could speed things up, like scrolls or butterflies. Nothing like that. It's all literal junk. Absolutely useless items. We might need 600 rupees for flippers. That's why we have the mitts, because the mitts let us dig spots. And specifically, the dig spot outside of Link's house, which has a 20 rupee that respawns infinitely. So you can farm as many rupees as you want from there. So if you're in a tight pinch and all you need is money to buy an item, you can just farm there. It's a little bit slow, but also dig spots have been set to unshuffled, which means they're going to have their vanilla item. Pretty much all the dig spots in most of the places in the overworld do have rupees, so if you're just casually going through and want to like grab some more rupees before you head into town, you can just grab one of those dig spots on the way through and you'll get like 50 or 100 rupees, which is very nice. You can also farm Kaku Game. Probably one of the slowest ways to farm rupees, but yes, you can. I guess it's not as slow as just like cutting grass. I mean, Mashi does have the max wallet. We did see it was on the last set of items for the Goron merchant. Nesman has seen it, and they saw what the price was. I don't know if they've already bought it or not. I don't think they have actually bought it. Wait, why is Mashi climbing down? Mashi? They don't have 5 Cloudtop's Kinstones. They only have 4. I thought Mashi was on 5. No, they're on 4, which means, yeah, they came up hoping to find the last one. Nesman's got the grip ring, though. They're going to be going to climb up to the beanstalk. See what's in there. I don't know what the middle item on the beanstalk is, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a ring of 8 or 9 red rupees. Okay, Mashi is buying the flippers. And it was a real flippers. It wasn't fake. Okay, that opens up a lot of things to do. I was really expecting it to be a trap for just being so long until getting it, but on the other hand, if that was a fake set of flippers, there has to be a real set of flippers somewhere else, and we would have probably come across it by now. Though we haven't found other things like the Gust Jar, the Ocarina, or the boots. Does this make Templar Droplets full clearable? Yes, that brings it properly into logic. I don't know what the settings used were, logic trick-wise, but they could have beaten Templar Droplets a long time ago. Mashi has access to the Blue Warp. Mashi's already activated the Blue Warp. Nesman had access to the Blue Warp, but died a couple rooms before it, so they left early. So yeah, whenever anyone wants, they can go back through Wind Ruins and go into Templar Droplets and get the element that they might need there. Yes, we've not seen Power Bracers or Mushroom either. Oh, there's a Tingle trophy. Nesman is clearing out the dojo in Krenel. So we find a sword beam, and Nesman found a scroll. I didn't see what they said. They got. Was it Rockbreaker? I vaguely recall Rockbreaker. Nesman didn't pick up the shield in Temple of Droplets, so they're missing out on that graveyard key because the shield in Temple of Droplets was on the end of the Dark Maze that they missed. Golden enemies are turned off, pretty sure. Right, so what do we actually have access to right now that we haven't checked? I believe Meshi already did check this chest in Mount Krenel that Nesman's checking out right now. Not too sure, though. We can definitely go back to Swamp and do the bow checks there. I don't think anyone has actually done that. Nesman just checking something on the save and reset. Light Cave hasn't been seen yet. That is right. Yeah, Mashi's going to be following Nesman up, following up the grip ring lock things here on Mount Krenel, but now let's figure out where's Nesman wanting to go next. Right, Nesman is going to be following up where Mashi checked out just now through Balefalls. Did Nesmond pick up the flippers? Nesmond did not pick up the flippers from town. They did buy the larger wallet. They just need 600 rupees. So I guess now that they got the mitts, they can go and farm some rupees and buy the flippers. Gladly, these mitts digging spots are vanilla. And there is the Four Sword. Or is it the Four Sword? It's not a trap! Amazing. I do not expect those the new icon for the progressive swords to be a trap when it is now. It's just like great. Oh no, Nesmond wanted some rupees, so they were gonna go to the dig spots in Western Woods, but none of them are open. And also Rupee Mania is not on, so there's no rupees available in those. Okay, Nesmond's grabbing some money here. Right, Peril Beam for Mashi. And there is some money over in Vale Falls, so if Nesmond heads over to Vale Falls South, they will be able to grab some money from that Mitts cave there. I think we have 6 scrolls? Sorry, no, Mashi's found 7. Does Mashi have 10 hearts? No, there are 9. Where's the other dojo? Did Mashi go to Swamp? And I didn't notice. But Mashi is now doing Hype Cave, and Nesmond has enough money to pick up their flippers. Oh yeah, look at that. Money in Hype Cave. Definitely where people should have been heading off to. Yeah, how could he have gone to Swamp without anyone noticing? But it's just because Mashi has 7 scrolls marked as collected. Which they got 3 from town. Because there's 4 in town, but they don't have the boots for one of them. Then they got 1 in North Hyrule Field, the castle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 in Vale Falls is 6. Oh, and then 1 in Cloudtop 7. Okay. I can't count. Again, we're doing counting with Myth today. Welcome everyone. We're learning to count to 7. Earlier we managed we were stuck at 1 and 2. But we've now figured it out how to count up to 7. I hope everyone is very proud of themselves. Twitch chat, give yourselves a pat on the back. A pat on the back. Is Nesmond gonna do anything in Cave of Flames? Can they do anything in Cave of Flames? When they were back up on Krenel, they had access to Deepwood. I don't know how much they actually did in Deepwood, because Deepwood had all of the keys for Cave of Flames. Elmo's number journey for Nintendo 64 helped me to count to 12. I really wish that there's a randomizer for Elmo's number journey for the Nintendo 64. I'm sure there is a there is an avid community out there, ESR, the Elmo's that do, and there's a Twitch channel as well, and they stream Elmo number 2 randomizer races every Sunday on. Right, Nesman heading up to the Beanstalk. Mashi did the Beanstalk, right? They didn't just leave before doing the Beanstalk. Did I miss what? I saw Mashi just do the is they're in Cave of Flames. They have the Great Spin. Oh, the Gust Jar. Where was the Gust Jar? Oh, Mashi's got the Gust Jar. Nice. Oh, everyone's saying Gust Jar. Chat, where was the Gust Jar? I'm sorry, I'm too busy thinking about the potential of an Elmo's number journey randomizer. Oh, it was in the pillar there. Got it. Yeah, that could have been grabbed a decent time ago. I mean, they had to go to Deepwood first. Wow, is this seed bad? To get the cane, you had to do Cave of Flames in Lake, so that you could go over to Temple of Droplets or whatever. To get the Gust Jar, you had to go to Deepwood, which was at the top of Mount Cronal. Nesman's now going there. I mean, Nesman already was here. They didn't do anything in here. They left early. They opened the entrance and then just left. I hope Nesman didn't think, oh, it was a, it's a, Deepwood's not a required dungeon because I have it marked on my tracker, so I don't need to do this dungeon. Yes, you need to do it, because it's not Deepwood that's barren, it's, whatever is in Minish Woods and whatever is in Cloudtops is barren. There's a Cave of Flame small key. Nesman will be picking up another Cave of Flame small key and the big key for Cave of Flames as well. Which will lead them to Cave of Flames, where they'll get their Gust Jar, and they'll be like, okay, now I can go back to Deepwood. Yeah, this seeds, when you have stuff like the Hendra Shuffler, it likes to do this, where it will just put keys for one dungeon in a different dungeon, and get you doing a lot of backtracking. Now, this backtracking is really slow, so we have a few ideas of what we would like to do to help speed that up. We know some other randomizers have some things that they do. So, I mean, Ocarina would be nice, sure. The seed could just give you an Ocarina, that would be great. But thinking about things that aren't item dependent, like in Wind Waker, Rando, you have the pots that cycle between dungeons. So it doesn't matter which dungeon you're in, you are able to just warp to another dungeon straight away. That's very nice. Something along those lines. That would be interesting to have. Have to figure that out patch-wise and figure out how we could do something like that in Minish Cap. Or even if it's too, like, super vital to do. A Link to the Past doesn't have anything like that, right? But also A Link to the Past very, very short in comparison. Yes, start with Fire Rod. I mean, sure, it definitely would cut down the time it takes to go between dungeons, but also it kind of completely changes the essence of the randomizer and how you play it. So. So, Mashi finishes up Glee Rock and collects their first element. First element collected at 1 hour 30. We're doing great. We're still missing a Four Sword. Just extrapolating out, potentially, how long the seed is going to take. 1.5 hours times 4 is carry the 6 hours. I hope everyone is going to enjoy their evening, European people, and afternoon, American people, to today buckling, because we're in for a slog. 2 items away from go mode. We are, in fact, 2 items away from go mode. All we need is a Four Sword and Dark Harrow Castle boss key. Nesmond didn't pick up the big key. For Cave of Flames? Did they not? I thought I saw them. Oh, they did. Did they not? Is random bottle contents on? Yes? It should be. I'm sure it is. I don't know what they started with their first bottle. It might have just been empty. Did someone pick up mineral water? Oh, yeah, Mashi picked up a mineral water, I think. Right, yeah, we do have the mineral water and the random bottle contents on, so... Oh, and there we go. We've got a... What is that? Is that Farore's charm, or is that green Piccolite? I can never tell the difference. And what does green Piccolite do? Is green Piccolite the money one? Alright, Nesmond's very excited to see their sword over here in Krenel, but we all know it's not a sword, it's a trap. Nesmond's very sus, and he picked up. Golden is money. Oh, golden. Sorry, golden is money. Yeah, I know orange is fairies. White is kinstones. Is green shells? I thought blue was shells. Or is blue like bombs, and then red is like hearts. Cool, so we've got a completely useless Piccolite, but we get the boots on Gregor. That was locked by the Gust Jar. But, okay, Nesman is using the bow to check out the locations in Swamp. We had access to this for a while now. No one's come out actually to check it, though, so... Yeah, no, this is not a plan, though. As we said, this is the Hendra Shuffler. It's, if you, dear Twitch chatter, would like to experience the joy of creating your own Hendra seed, why not generate a seed using the specially designed Hendra Shuffler, crafted with the essence of Hendras themselves. It distills the and harnesses the secret ingredient, the special sauce, to generate the spiciest of seeds, and to experience the genuine and authentic taste of Hendras themselves. Do a Hendra Shuffle today. Do I sound like I'm in pain whilst I'm saying that? No, absolutely not. But Mashi goes through Graveyard, and there is a there is Palace at the end of Graveyard. Yeah, we're going to be doing Palace today. There are 3 small keys, which means... Oh no, yeah, it's not going to be full clearable. We do have the boss key. We don't have access to the boss itself, though. Alright, there's a Fortress small key. So that means Fortress and Crypt are barren. We're never going to have to go into either Fortress or Crypt. Both of which are... Well, one is at the top of Clouds, and the other one is going to be in Minish Woods. We can do one check because of power bracelets. We can activate the switch late in the second half of the dungeon, and then we can backtrack to it, which means you don't need to shrink and push the pots as Minish. Yeah, how do we know those are barren? That is a setting in the Shuffler. You can select non-element dungeons are going to be barren. And that's completely barren. Every item in them is pure junk. There is nothing useful. No keys, nothing like bottles or butterflies or any bonus things that might be useful. Absolutely junk. Completely junk. It's only just like rupees and bomb and arrow refills. That's like it. So there is zero reason to go to any of those dungeons. Because with the settings that we have enabled, it gets a bit crazy with the number of places you have to go to. So being able to cut out some dungeons as known barren is going to save a lot of headache for us today. Moving forward, let's use the Hendra Shuffler for every race seed. Okay, we're never going to have a seed under 2 hours ever again. I think people might not want to have double damage on ever again, as well, because it's we've had a lot of deaths today. I don't know if it's just an early growing pains thing, and people aren't used to how tricky it is, but yeah, 4 times damage instead then. Look, double damage is already pretty hard and we've had a lot of deaths. 4, like, quadruple damage is just going to be absurd. The cats in town are going to hit Link for 8 hearts of damage Wait, no, sorry, not 8 hearts of damage. 4 hearts of damage. I can't count. Not 8. It's... Sorry. Now, they're currently doing 2 full hearts of damage. Wait, did you do 3/4 per hit? Oh, I thought... Mashi got nukes down from full health down to... like, they lost 2 hearts from 1 hit. Not grabbing mushroom with Gust Jar. Oh, did they not... They didn't realize that items are grabbable from a distance. Okay, there's another Palace Small Key. Mashi is going to be using their small keys to get into this section. Oh, that's a really brutal decision. Oh, hello? Am I back? I think I might have cut out. Nesman is... temporarily gone. This, don't worry, everyone, remember, this is an endurance seed. This is, we may need to take a little, tea break. I'm sure Nesman's getting something like a Snickers bar or something to give them energy to be able to continue. But Mashi picks up the magic boomerang from the top of Palace, which lets them grab items from even further away. More further away than they could with the Gust Jar. And the other boomerang. But yeah, there's another fortress key. Oh, uh-oh. Nesman died. Oh. Okay, Nesman had an emergency phone call and had to leave. That's unfortunate to hear. So, Nesman had to forfeit, unfortunately. But we'll be carrying on watching Mashi finishing out this. Yeah, Nesman, we're hoping everything is going to be okay for them. Sounds like something pretty serious, so yeah, absolutely hope everything's fine with them. And it's very important they go and deal with real life stuff. But yeah, Mashi picks hits that switch to see the key drop. They can absolutely go and grab that with a mushroom and with the Gust Jar. They can use that to suck the skulls up. And also you can also get it with the magic boomerang. But seeing as it is just Mashi left, it's probably a good idea if we send a raid over to Mashi so we can watch them finish up on their stream. They do have their mic on, so make sure to say hi to them and see how they're going. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed today's race, and yeah, we'll be moving over onto their stream and finishing up with them. So it'll be the end of commentary for me. Thank you to Nimbus for tracking today. Oh yeah, and no spoilers for what Nesman found, but I'm pretty sure Nesman didn't find anything that Mashi didn't find, so we should be pretty good on spoilers, but yeah, just don't say anything.
Yeah. Sometimes restreams just don't work out.
Yeah, we had 2 people with emergencies today and had to forfeit the race, so it happens.
Yeah, it does. Anyways, big shout out to everybody that joined us, and big shout out to you, Myth, and to Nimbus. We're hopefully gonna be back next week, and if I might say so, maybe with less horrible settings. Although I guess it was okay in the end.
And
Alrighty.
also today we are going to be releasing the new build of the randomizer, so you can try all of these settings out yourself.
Yes.
Make sure you do stay and to the very end of the seed, because there is going to be something very special that we just didn't want to spoil. Do check that out. If you don't get to see the end of the seed, do check out the build of the randomizer when it's released, because we will announce what the special setting was that was added today that we haven't seen yet. So thank you.
Alrighty. Thank you all. Take it easy. We're gonna ride over to Mashi and see you soon.